Hello everybody. So here's something I simply wanted to talk about. It's not Sunday, there wasn't supposed to be another video. I just woke up and this had to be said. As a Christian, you would say that I felt convicted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about misinformation, and it has nothing to do with the political sense. That would probably deserve a whole video on its own. But it has to do with history. I have studied history probably second only to my study of religious wars. Not just Christianity, but all kinds. And when you study something, a subject, or an art, or a certain trade, or a certain type of discipline, you begin to love it in a way. You want it to be preserved. You know, everyone thinks about the brave sacrifice that soldiers and police are making, and generally, yes, those are very good sacrifices, but every day I thank God for the good men and women that are in the academia field, preserving history. There's a certain YouTube channel, I can't even pronounce it right, it's called Sahatai Films or whatever. As a matter of fact, if you go to YouTube and you search Checkmate Lincolnites, he's a historian who, as far as I can tell, specializes in Civil War history, and he debunks things such as the lost cause myth, the myth that the South was justified, and that they were good in what they did. And you guys may have noticed, I dropped a video, which was only the second part because the debate was so controversial I didn't think I could put it up on YouTube, about whether or not Hitler was a good guy. And of course I was arguing no, he was horrible, and not even something that a white supremacist or Nazi should want to look up to. But of course, the devil has a poison for everyone. And my poison, without a doubt, is Jesus deniers. Now, every villain is the hero of their own story, as the philosophical sense goes. When I studied history, my professors, one was an atheist, but we had the most wonderful talks about religion. And I truly wish that if I could do anything over again, I would probably do that again for one more day that I've ever done in my school career. I would just like to talk to this guy and see how he's doing now. His name was Mr. Beard. He was my math teacher. Nothing history related, but he didn't have any opinions on history different than the history teachers. He told me, don't ever debate a Jesus denier. And at the time that seemed right, but not only have I done that multiple times now, I feel like to an extent I have to. The internet truly is a double-edged sword. People took one look at the Constitution, saw that they had freedom of speech, and thought, oh, that means I can just keep talking. Those of you who have watched my debate with Stephen Ford, especially the first one we did about, actually it would be the second one we did, first one, about prophecy, there are people who say I was really hard on him. And you know what? I was overly hard on him in that debate. Because Stephen is a man who, he's not someone who's just debating with me. He is a man who has made a mockery, a joke of the two subjects I've dedicated my life to. Religion, first and foremost, especially Christianity, and history. Now I'm sure that everybody thinks they're special. The people who make a power defense for the Confederates are nothing like the Nazi sympathizers. The Nazi sympathizers are nothing like the Confederate sympathizers. And atheists, you guys think you're most special of all because you're nothing like the other two. The old saying, same crap, different day. And it truly makes me wonder, what do I do? What do we do? We try so hard to combat the age of misinformation. We got people like Bart Ehrman who will say one thing to his audience about how there's no evidence that Jesus Christ ever existed, then go and do a peer-reviewed study with somebody and basically kick back everything he said. It seems history is not the only subject to suffer from this. Science has too. Our study on cancer is a joke. Majority of our studies aren't reliable. I mean, Adam Ruins Everything even did a video on it. Facts are so not factual, they can be purchased. It's just a very scary thought to think that one day, as history marches on, how much we could lose if we are not careful. People thinking the Confederates are good, Hitler was a good guy, and Jesus deniers, which, congratulations atheists, it took you the longest to get ahistorical. But, yeah. It's just a very scary thought, and I don't want to debate about it. It makes me feel physically sick. I don't want to get up. I just want to lay in bed and think about the destruction of our education system. But tax time is coming, and I am planning on getting my book published. The Art of Debating lays out my favorite tactics for debating. I'll definitely bring it up if I do get it published. I just hope it didn't come too late. Because debating, it ain't what it used to be, and it ain't as useful as it used to be. Either way, next Sunday's coming up. I made the poll. I'll give you guys the same opportunity. We can talk about how Deuteronomy lets a rapist marry its victim. We can talk about some of the objections Waldo brought up to not believing that Joshua was a real historical person. We can talk about that obnoxiously long, cynical comment that atheist left under my last video. Either way, let me know. See you next Sunday.